Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing, lovely day so far. My name is Mandy and today we're going to be talking about 50 healing castor oil uses from head to toe. I'll also be giving some brief explanations, the whys, the what fors, the how-tos, so to speak, just in case you're new to my castor oil series. And I'm just going to go on ahead and throw in the obligatory disclaimer now. Please make sure to always do your own research before implementing any of the things that I talk about in today's video. Speak with a trusted physician, preferably one who is open-minded, and also just know that I am a plus-size content creator here on YouTube who is also an avid follower of Barbara O'Neill, and I would say a very big castor oil enthusiast, to say the least. It has really changed my life for the better. And healthcare is expensive. So I just want to spread the love with y'all. So anyway, with all that being said, let's get started. So the most common uses for castor oil, at least in the commercial realm, is going to be for hair growth. And I know everybody and their mama has seen these products. They're in shampoos, conditioners, hair serums, you get the drill. But castor oil is supposed to work by increasing the blood flow to the scalp, but it also is supposed to reduce inflammation and irritation on the scalp surface as well. So if you have eczema, if you have psoriasis, if you have seborrheic dermatitis. But I just have to be 100% honest with y'all and say that I am just not the biggest fan of plain old castor oil on the head for hair growth. Mixed with coconut oil and mixed with organic rosemary oil, that is where it's at, folks. That's all I'm gonna say. And I cannot claim this recipe as my own. This is a Barbara O'Neill recipe. Love me some Mama Barbs. And what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna mix up a 1/4 cup of castor oil. Always buy the organic hexane-free in a glass bottle version. And you're gonna mix that up with a 1/4 cup of coconut oil, also organic, and 6 drops of organic rosemary oil. When you get home from work, on a day that you're going to be washing your hair, put it on your hair about 2 to 3 hours before you take a shower, before you wash your hair. And supposedly the rosemary is going to act as the equivalent to 2 to 2.5% of minoxidil, which is Rogaine, which is a hair growth stimulant, but without the side effects. All right, y'all. So I've mentioned this castor oil use in a previous video, so I'm not going to try to linger on it too long. But castor oil is phenomenal for eye health. So if you have cataracts, it helps to dissolve those. If you have eye floaters, if you have styes, cysts, if you have dry eye, which is normally caused from an autoimmune disease, but it's also caused from other things as well. It also helps to improve eyesight, growing longer, fuller lashes. That's one of the benefits of using castor oil. And it can also be used on your pets as well. All you have to do is swipe a little bit of castor oil over your eyelid before you go to sleep at night. You never want to put it directly inside your eye, but it's supposed to help within a couple of months, and you're really gonna see the difference. Pun totally intended. Now, here's a castor oil use that I bet you've never heard of before. Castor oil is supposed to be amazing for helping tinnitus. If you've never heard of tinnitus, it's the constant ringing of the ears. It sounds like cicadas in the ears. At least that's what we talk about in Louisiana. It's like the constant buzzing noise, and it could be caused by a whole host of things. It could be caused by hearing loss, medication sensitivities, even food allergies. But since castor oil is such a potent anti-inflammatory, all you have to do is rub it around the skin of your ear. So the front of your ear, the top of your ear on this bone, on the back of your ear here on this bone, and then on the bottom. Some people, and I don't know why they do this, but they will put castor oil on the inside of their ear. I've tried that, and it's so thick and it's so goopy that I felt like I was underwater for a full day. And also, if you have issues with TMJ, putting it right here on your jawline will help with that as well. Now, this next one is kind of a given and something that I talk about very frequently here on my channel, but using castor oil as the last step in your nighttime skincare routine, I'm just gonna say it does amazing things for anti-aging benefits. And it doesn't matter if you're a man, it doesn't matter if you're a woman. I'm telling you, I've been using it for over a year, well over a year, probably 18 months now. And I have seen a difference in the texture of my skin. I have seen a difference in my fine lines and wrinkles. I had rosacea and rosacea flare-ups all the time. I haven't had rosacea in 16 months. And I also attribute it to the usage of red light therapy in combination with the two. And I know a lot of people say, studies say that red light therapy is supposed to be used on its own. And I agreed with you until several months ago when I started combining the two. And that's when I really started noticing, actually y'all started noticing, y'all started making comments on my channel. Y'all started saying, your skin, what are you doing? What did you change? That was the only thing that I changed. I started using castor oil in the morning on clean skin, and I would sit under my red light bulb for 20 minutes, and that's it. But y'all, I'm just gonna tell you, I am 44, I'm pushing 45. I've never had Botox, I've never had filler. And I am perfectly okay with aging gracefully. I have a head full of gray hair and I'm okay with that. But if castor oil and red light therapy, as cheap as it is, can make the skin like my skin has been skinning, just sign me up. Like, it's easy and it works. That's all I'm saying. And since we're still in the realm of the head, let's talk about oil pulling with castor oil. So if you are unfamiliar with oil pulling, it's basically where you're vigorously swishing or pulling the oil through the teeth, very similarly to like mouthwash, except it's not mouthwash, it's oil. And it's mostly associated with coconut oil, except coconut oil, you have to oil pull for 20 minutes before it breaks the microbiome. And I'm telling you y'all, it is the easiest thing. You take about a tablespoon by mouth and you vigorously pull it through your teeth and swish with it for 2 minutes. That's basically it. If you have crowns, caps, and fillings, you could do it a little bit more gently, but just the castor oil touching your gums is going to improve your overall gum health like hand over fist. It's going to help with abscesses, gingivitis, periodontal disease, ulcers. I've read that it helps with throat stones. I've read that it also helps with certain types of mouth cancers, which is amazing. Please, please, please do not swallow it. I cannot reiterate that enough because it's pulling toxins out of the salivary glands. And don't put it down your sink. Throw it in a napkin and throw it in the garbage. So rounding out the head area, let's talk about the neck because they got lots of important functions happening in this very small area. So you have the esophagus, you have your thyroid, you have your carotid artery, you have, of course, your cervical spine, and hundreds upon hundreds of little old lymph nodes. Castor oil is wonderful for that entire region. It's been shown to break up nodules in the thyroid. It's been shown to improve thyroid function, and I am 100% a testament to that. I can fully back that one up. It can improve a restricted esophagus. It can remove toxins in the lymph nodes and drain the lymphatic system. And it helps with inflammation in and around the spine. And you can massage it really gently into your neck every single night before you go to bed. Or if you have something a little bit more serious going on, you can always benefit from a castor oil compress. I really need to do like a whole castor oil compress video because, you know, there's ones that you want to stay away from and there's ones that you want to gravitate towards. And stay tuned for that. That way I can link it when I'm talking about it. Now let's talk about the chest, the torso, and the abdomen. So the main things that castor oil can heal in these areas: kidney disease, fatty liver disease, gastrointestinal issues, constipation, inflamed colon, gallbladder, female reproductive troubles such as irregular periods, ovarian cyst, fibroids, endometriosis. It could also help with breast cysts and tumors, lipomas that are basically those like benign little fatty deposits that Sandra Lee on her YouTube channel removes. It looks like chicken cutlets and it's so weird and satisfying to watch. I don't know why I watch it. It's like a car crash. And the number one way to combat each and every ailment that I mentioned in this segment is with a castor oil compress, and it really needs to be organic cotton. I've mentioned that in other videos. If you're interested in which one that I recommend, I will leave a link to it in the description box below. Now, you can wear that compress every single night. You can sleep in it if you want to. If it's comfortable for you, you can definitely do that, or you can wear it during the day. It all depends on your specific comfort level. And the duration is definitely going to depend on how severe the issue is. So if you have something like fatty liver disease, then it might take a little bit longer. You might have to wear the compress for 3 to 6 months. But as long as that compress, as long as that castor oil is against your skin and over your liver, for example, it's going to be working. So I'm kind of going to jump ahead of myself a little bit, but I wanted to group hands and feet together because I feel like when your hands hurt and when your feet hurt or when your back hurts, that is all you can think about, okay? It's like absolute misery. Castor oil for arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis is definitely a thing. In fact, so many of y'all have written me in different videos and said that when you started putting castor oil on your face, you started noticing that your hands stopped hurting. And that's like the most miraculous thing about castor oil. Like, it's a quiet worker. Like, when you're looking over here, it's doing its thing over here. And the same can be said in your feet. You have arthritis in your feet. You can have plantar fasciitis. You can have bone spurs. You can have gout, a number of other things, strains, sprains, automobiles. And if you're feeling a little bit froggy, you can also use it on the dead man's toe. That's what I call it. If you have a toe fungus and you don't want to use like the prescription medication that you have to like monitor your liver and all that stuff, castor oil is the way to go. Now, finally, let's talk about the bottom half, the under region, the undercarriage, the nethers. I made a whole video talking about this area in depth. So if you would like to see that, I will leave a link to it right up here somewhere. I'm talking vaginal dryness, yeast infections, Bartholin's gland cyst, pH balances, like anything that's going to put you in a really bad mood. When in doubt, castor oil it out. But in all seriousness, like somebody commented on one of my recent videos and mentioned that they are successfully treating a angry and enlarged prostate with castor oil. And, I made that video talking about castor oil uses for down below with women in mind. And I feel like I neglected the men out there. And y'all have issues too. Y'all have hemorrhoids and y'all have prostate issues, and you could have other issues in other regions down there. I don't want to get demonetized here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to say from this point on, I'm going to be speaking very frank and very forward. So if you have, delicate issues, if you don't like to hear somebody just speak very plainly, then you might want to click off at this point. So somebody else commented in the comment section, and that's the wonderful thing about the comment section of these videos, because it's people helping people. But somebody actually suggested this next thing that I found was brilliant. And they suggested to take a surgical medical glove, but you take the castor oil, you fill the fingers of the surgical glove, and then you're going to freeze that. And it takes about 3 days to freeze because the consistency of castor oil is thick and goopy and it takes a while. But after the 3 days, you can remove the surgical glove and just use the finger. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is not for the faint of heart. And, if you have an issue and sensitivities and that type of thing, like I said, turn off, but you can use those as a suppository. Maybe start with the pinky. And I'm not going to mince words here. It's going to be cold. Gracious sakes, it's going to be cold. You're going to have frost coming out your nostrils. And it's going to be messy. So make sure to take precautions. But baby, bet you're not going to have a hemorrhoid. And your prostate is going to be 5 times smaller. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all. So that was a 50 healing castor oil uses from head to toe. I hope y'all found this video helpful and enjoyable and a little bit entertaining. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing and sharing. It really helps out my channel. Once again, thank y'all so much for watching. I always appreciate each and every one of you. Please stay safe and stay healthy in this wild, crazy, weird world that we're living in. And I'll be seeing y'all very, very soon. Bye.